They say some calls follow you forever. For me, it was Flora Mae. It was mid-October, chilly and damp. We got a dispatch to an old farmhouse in Chaptico, barely standing, surrounded by dead corn, no power, no heat. The woman who lived there, Flora Mae Rawlings, was pushing 90 and had no next of kin. When we got there, she was sitting up in bed, thin as paper, like she'd been waiting. She looked at me and said, "I'm ready to go now, if you'll take it." I thought she meant help her stand or something, but then she leaned forward and whispered, "The burden. You'll take it, won't you?" I laughed, nervously. "Sure thing, ma'am. Just playing along." She smiled and laid back peaceful. 10 minutes later, she flatlined. After we got her to the morgue, I couldn't shake it. That night I had dreams of dried herbs burning in a circle, of black candles flickering, and her voice, eerie whisper, "You said yes." When I woke up, I was gagging, ran to the sink thinking I was sick, but I didn't throw up bile or food. I threw up sage, dry, still burning at the edges. I didn't tell anyone. Who would believe that? Over the next few days, it got worse. I'd wake up with twigs tangled in my sheets. I heard whispering behind me when I walked past mirrors. Once I sneezed and a dead moth came out of my mouth. I tried going back to her house. It had already been condemned. But on the porch I found a jar. Inside was a slip of paper that read, "It's yours now." I took it home, smashed it, set fire to the shards. But that night, I woke up to her in my room. Not a ghost, just her presence. Her voice in my head, chilling voice. "You broke the vessel, now it lives in you." I left town the next day. It's been years. I moved to Tennessee, changed careers, but every so often I cough up something that isn't mine, and once a month I wake up standing in the woods, barefoot and freezing, with circles burned into the grass around me. I don't know what the burden is, but I know this. Flora Mae's dead, and I'm still carrying something she didn't want to take with her.
They said Dolores Bishop cursed my father. I never believed it until I heard the sixth step. We lived in a small house near the water in Benedict. My dad was a crabber, proud, stubborn. When I was 12, we were behind on rent and groceries, so he tore down the small dock behind our house to sell the lumber. Problem was, that dock had been built by Dolores's father. Everyone in town knew not to mess with her family's things. But my dad didn't care about town talk. The next morning, there were 6 feathers nailed to our door. Not chicken, not goose, something else. I remember them vividly. Long, iridescent, like crow feathers soaked in oil. Dad pulled them down, spit on them, and burned them in the grill. That night, I heard creaking on the stairs. We only had 5 steps from the back door up to the kitchen, but I heard 6. I got up thinking maybe it was my dad. I found him already in the kitchen, frozen. His hand was trembling as he held the door handle. "Go back to bed," he said. But I knew he heard it too. It happened again the next night, and the next. Always 6 steps, always after midnight. He told me it was nothing, but he stopped sleeping. Then things started to change. First, his right eye turned blood red. Doctor said it was a burst vessel. Then he started choking at random, like his throat was closing. He said it felt like someone was standing behind him, just out of view, whispering in an accent I can't place, he said. By the end of the month, he couldn't walk. Legs just gave out. Doctors blamed a rare nerve condition. But at night, I still heard the 6th step. Every night. After he died, I moved away. Didn't come back to Benedict for over 20 years. But when my mother passed, I stayed in the old house again. Just one night, at 12:14 a.m., I heard it. 5 steps. Then one more. I opened the back door and looked out. Nothing, just the tide lapping against the rocks. I went to see Dolores the next morning. She was in a nursing home by then, could barely talk. But when I introduced myself, her mouth curled into this knowing smile. She raised a shaking hand and traced the number 6 in the air. I didn't sleep the next night. I moved back to Waldorf and never returned to that house. But sometimes, especially after rain, I hear phantom footsteps in my kitchen. 5, then 6. And when I look in the mirror afterward, I swear I'm not alone.
Like and subscribe for more eerie tales.